a New York City private school administrator has been secretly recorded confessing that she sneaks her liberal political agenda into the classroom, and she complains about really awful white Republicans. Her name is Jennifer Jin. She goes by Jin Norris. She's listed as the director of student activities, $60,000 a year school, and she has had the opportunity to bring in liberal guest speakers twice a week, but conservatives or Republicans, in her words, not on my watch.
And as she says, white boys are actually the problem.
Unfortunately, it's the white boys who feel like very entitled to express their opposite opinions and just push back. Well, there's a huge contingent of them that are just like horrible. And are you always going to be horrible? Or are you just going to be horrible right now? Don't know.
Is there any saving these Republican, like, white guys?
I think they need to go. No, I think they're really awful people.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm afraid of with my white students that are rich. I'm like, do you ever have to deal with this? They're so protected by capitalism that it makes me sad. So we can find some like Dexters who are gonna like go together.
Yeah. I just wonder how many
vigilante.
Yeah. Oh no.
Taking people out the show Dexter.
Oh yeah.
Like, we just need some vigilante Dexters.
Oh yeah.
Here's your community of targets.
All right, so for those of you, for those of you who are listening and not watching, you should really go and watch the video because it has subtitles. But the long and short of it is, it seems like she doesn't like capitalism. She doesn't like her white students, and
white male
students. They're causing all the problems at this very rich, posh school. They're the ones who are awful, as she says. And then she likes the show Dexter, and she thinks that they need to have Dexters at her school because they're, vigilantes.
But they need to go.
But they need to go. Yes, they need to go. But she's at a school teaching your children. But wait. She's not teaching them. I'm sorry. She's creating activists out of them.
Like there's always groups of teachers who are like, I want to do these things, but the administration just wouldn't let us. So we've been sneaking things in the cracks.
People what now?
It's like they don't, like the administration was much more conservative than most of us. Like with my role, I give them all the art supplies. Like we make posters together. We have people go to every march. They get excused from classes. Or
which marches like?
See, they went to women's rights marches after Trump. They went to all the gun ones, the March for Our Lives. When it's fun too because if they do march out of school, because sometimes it's a political protest, and so we don't actually give them the grace period, but we do. We don't punish them, but if they do it, then they have to serve detention, and then during detention, we talk about social justice.
So she recruits students to go to these marches, these radical marches, right? They go to the Women's March, and of course, this is pretty amazing. But anyway, I think there's another video, and then we'll comment on it.
Do you encounter any of that here, like parents or staff who are kind of conservative?
Not really. I mean, it's a 300-year-old school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, clearly based on, white supremacy. And it was started in Trinity Church, which was like built by slaves. And they're starting to grapple with the history of their school. But I think people know, I mean, we're not as left as I am, for sure, but it's definitely a school where conservatives would not feel comfortable. So
that's kind of good.
And I just keep trying to disrupt wherever I can. And now that I'm in this position, I have so many opportunities to do that.
See, here's the deal. Before, when you watch the first couple clips, you have to be saying to yourself, why is she teaching there? If she finds it to be so awful and these white male students and they're causing problems and we need to have Dexter-like folk come out here to be vigilantes. But right at the end, again, if you are listening, please do go and watch the video, especially today, because you can see the subtitles. But she gives it away. She lets the cat out of the bag. And she says she's, farther left than other people are, or further left. And she's there to disrupt. Yep. She's there purposely. She went in knowing that this is supposedly, the white supremacist school and the history and all this. But she's like, this is exactly where I need to go to disrupt it and dismantle whatever it is that she thinks is happening at this school. Because otherwise, any other sane person, if they didn't agree with the values of the institution, would not go there. But hey, she's there to be her own vigilante. Maybe she's been watching way too much Dexter, clearly.